So this clock here has been hanging on a wall for 20 years and has not chimed. Clicking. And the dial is really worn out. The pendulum is here. Try to disconnect it. Oh, there's a bong. My goodness. Well, that's good to know. I like that. Nice chime. There's some hope for that mechanism. I don't know about I don't hear it ticking. No? There it is, ticking. Okay, there is some hope for this guy. And the case isn't too bad shape. I think it needs a lot of cleaning. And of course, the mechanism has to be cleaned and lubricated. And this case has darkened quite a bit over the years, so hopefully I can lighten it up a little bit. It's whoops missing one of the lights on the side, so I think I can get a piece of glass cut, or perhaps there isn't even available out there. So pendulum is also quite worn, but hey, you know, it's the way things are. Finally came off. So the key is rusted. This clock was near the ocean for probably 20 or more years, and it has some cobwebs in here. Okay. The glass is still intact, so we'll get working on this. Okay, so undo these screws here. That's the television. I think it has to be completely removed, or no, it should slide. Yeah, it needs to be fully removed. Okay, sometimes they slide out, but this one has to have these set screws fully removed. There we go. Yeah. And it says on the back here 445-100, and there's a code as well, and it is ticking. Out of balance, of course, but it's remarkably intact, considering, well, it's brass, so it won't, you can see there's a lot of dirt here, and all the pivots are dirty, so it's in need of a good cleaning. The springs look pretty dry, so I have to decide whether I want to completely disable it or dismantle it. I'll have to put it on the bench and take a closer look. So first thing we want to do here is let the springs down, and then we can take a look at the pivots, see how they're doing. So take the strike hammer off here, take the pin out here and take the hammer off. The spring here doesn't seem to be held in place, and it's also being held by a nail instead of a tapered pin, but that's no big deal. So that thing comes out. This thing is just really worn out. I'll replace this with a new one. Looks like someone even, I'm not sure if they glued that, fashioned this up. Just looks really weird. And we'll take off the hanger, and just turn this guy over here, and so it can rest on this. Let's see if if this is good. Now this won't fit. All right. I've got this sort of, let's see, I need, find the right size key here. What's this here? This is a 10. That'll work. Let's see if I got a 9. I like it to be a little tighter. It's 11. Is that a 9? Yeah. Okay. That fits better. Put this 7 down. Put my 9 on. Let's see. I need a pair of gloves. Where's my gloves here? Here. Okay. Put this away. Well, I don't need this yet. Quite yet. Okay, and we'll lift the spring up off of the click, and we'll lift this spring up off this clip. Sometimes you have to loosen it completely. I might have to loosen that up completely. Let's see. See if this is small enough. Yeah, this is good enough. Is it small enough? No. All right, maybe this one then. Yeah. Okay, let's see. This one's a little sharper. There we go. And we'll loosen this guy up. There it goes. There we go. There. These springs are very strong. go. We're gonna let this spring down like that. And this spring like that. There we go. That's it. Now we can inspect these pivots a little better with the energy off of them. They're not pressed against each other. You can get an idea of play. This is the chime side, and let's take a get a pair of tweezers here. A lot of oil and on this thing. You can see. Maybe you can't see. Yeah, how's that? Can you see it? All right. Now we'll check that pivot. That looks good. Should be a little bit of end play. And that. And then this wheel. And then finally the, no, this is the stop wheel. And then the fan. So those all look, it's got quite a bit of, well, I don't mind it being loose like that. And we'll look at the time side. That's the first gear is here's the first gear down here. Where's the first gear? Yeah, it's the first gear. And it's a little, it's there. Second gear, or wheel. Third wheel. That looks good. And then the escape, the pallets. Good. All right, so I'm going to take a look at these pivots now. I don't know if you can see through the through here. Well, let's just take a look. And just check for motion in those pivots. That looks like it's, I think it's like no more than, oh gee, I thought someone said a third, but I can't imagine the clock would run well if it was moving around for more than a third. Here's this gunk around here. Let's see what we got here. That's solid. This is a German mechanism, probably Jungens, is that the name of it? How you pronounce Jungens? Pretty well made clocks, mechanisms, quiet. That pivot looks good. They all look fairly decent. What would you say this clock is, like maybe 80, 90 years old? You can see these pivots over here. Just wiggling them to see what they look like. They all look pretty good. It may not have been run that much. She said that the person I got this from said it hadn't been running in 20 years. So there's 20 years of non-wear, you might say. But it sure is dirty and needs a good cleaning and lubrication. And the springs, I mean, I could replace the springs, but I'm going to see how it goes first. If it runs okay, I'll lubricate this. We'll clean the case, the spring cases, box, case, and lubricate them. Put it all back together, and we'll see how long it runs. The other thing is I don't think the pallets are adjusted properly. Needs a little more of a throw, and it's as it is right now, it's just like moving that much. So it's like the pallets are too far out. It almost skips. You can see. I think they could be moved in a tiny bit. They're adjustable. Almost looks like they've been adjusted as low as they... Oh, wait a minute. No, it could go down lower. See, these two screws right here can be loosened, and the pallets can be adjusted down a little bit deeper, and that could make the pendulum swing a little bit more vigorously. Okay, so next step is to take it down and clean these parts. Let's see. So one last thing before we do the disassembly is to make a note of where the stop pin is. And the stop pin is right there at 12 o'clock. Okay? And I'll show you what I mean. So when I have to apply some energy here because the springs are down. But when the clock comes around here, it'll lift this lever here by the I don't know what they call it. That's the lift cam, and it's a lift cam is attached to the minute hand here, and it lifts up this lever arm that'll raise this up, bring this out of its notch, and at the same time there's a lever right here that will this will engage with, and that's called going into warning. So here we're going to put it into warning, and watch what happens to the pin up here. It goes around and gets stopped by this lever. So now 4 minutes later, the lever gets raised even further, it comes off of that pin, and then the clock is able to strike. And it strikes, and when it drops down into this little trough, that lowers this down and stops the wheel from turning anymore. I'll do that again here. Goes into warning, then it begins to strike, strikes 1, 2, and drops, and locks. The mechanism stops. So when we reassemble, that pin has to be up at 12 o'clock, and this gear and this chime lever has to be engaged into the bottom of the trough here of the cutout, and then you're aligned. You're ready to. You can reassemble. If that pin is in the wrong spot, it won't go into warning. Well, I did the horrible dunk and swish on this. I actually sunk it completely in my ultrasonic cleaner in camping gas. They call it camping gas, or there's the other name for it, I've forgotten. And then re-lubricated everything. It turns out pretty good. You know, of course, the only thing that doesn't get worked on is the trundles in here. I like to try and loosen them up so that they turn, but most of them don't anyway. So, and so it seems like it's fairly well. I mean, it's nicely lubricated, and I reassembled it, and of course lubricated all the pivots. And I'll probably go back and hit them again just to make sure, but inspected them very closely, and the pivots look very clean now, and there's plenty of end play, in all of the gears, and none of the pivots seem particularly worn. So I'm going to reassemble. I should say I'm going to put it in the clock case and see how it ticks. I'm sure it'll tick fine. And just to check the depth of the pallets here. And I added a new spring pallets, or crutch spring, and loosened it up so it's moving easier. And let's see, wind it up and see how it goes. So this stuff is called Twinkle brass and copper cleaning. And let's see if we can get this thing to look a little nicer. No matter what, all of the numerals have been worn off, so they're going to have to be drawn back on. I'm curious whether if this Twinkle is just going to totally erase them or what. It's seems like it's doing quite well. I'm not sure if I'm going to have to take the grommets off or not. You know, that's the way it kind of works with these things, is you think, oh, I can just do this, I can just do that, and the next thing you know, you're taking it completely apart. All the pieces are everywhere, and you go, oh, okay, I thought I could just put this thing together and take it apart, or clean it up and be done with it, but no, you just can't. Not if you're going to do it right. So some of these are really worn down. This is a plated, brass plated, and you can see it's down to the metal. I've been wondering whether, I considered just spray painting it, but that's awful. Be nice if, I don't know if you can get these things re-brassed. I know you can replace the entire dial. I could get a new dial for it. But then, what you're doing is you're removing something that's, from period. Although this is probably more of a, not an antique, but what do they call it? Vintage? When it's less than 100 years old. I don't know, maybe it is 100. But, it's getting some shine on it here, better than it was. Let's go ahead and take a chance and go over some of the numerals and see what we get here. Oh man, it's just really worn off. The brass has been worn. I think it'll look better anyway, even if it is worn off. If you can get all the grime off of here. And then of course on the edges, it's really gotten dirty up in the edges here. Might need to take some steel wool to that. I mean, what have you got to lose? See, now it's nice on that side where it was facing downward. Not nice, but it's better. And the top where it was getting the settling of the dirt and so forth. But we'll just see how this, see if this Twinkle can bring this back a little bit. They say to get it hot first, hot water on it first, and maybe that's what I should do next, is put some hot water on it. Okay, I'll try that next. hot water on that. Let's see what this looks like here. All right, so this is looking much better, and that's going to be fine. Now the numerals, I ordered some brass numerals that are 1 inch in height, or 20 centimeters, and I think they're going to look fine on here. I'll glue them on and with some glue that can be removed in case someone in the future wants to, you know, remove them and restore the dial with black ink. But it's going to be really hard for me to do that with black ink, so I've decided to go that way. All right, so that looks pretty good. Now I put the mechanism into the clock, and here it is now. I don't know if you can see it with this camera the way it is. Maybe I'll tilt it back, but you can see it's the glass is dirty, so it's hard to see, but the pendulum is swinging, and I can it's been going for about 12 hours, so basically I know the mechanism is working. I do need to add the chime hammer and make sure that it's chiming okay. I can start it here. Yeah, see, the chime is not working right. Should have gone. Oh, I know. This is because it needs to be advanced to the hour. It's in warning right now, so I can move it ahead out of warning, and then it should chime. And of course, I said the hammer's not on here, but I can at least see if there it goes. Yeah. So that was half hour, I guess. Anyway. It's 1 o'clock. There's 2 o'clock. And here's 2:30. 3 o'clock. So it's working great. So I ordered a new glass that's missing here. Oh gee, I should have measured it better. I didn't expect it to be inset. I hope it's a 3-inch piece. Oh well, pretty sure it is. And so at this point, I'm going to make sure the gong, I can see the gong's going to work. I just need to adjust it. I'm going to clean up the pendulum now, and then I'll start on the case. Okay. So the hammer needs to be bent down a little bit. So with these bending pliers, we'll just push this here, we'll bend it down just a tad. That maybe looks about right. Let's see if that's close enough. I'm holding it up here. There. All right, good. So that's working great. So I'm gonna put these screws that hold it in place. I'm just gonna put them here, and we'll leave the mechanism on the table. Cleaned up the pendulum. It looks fair. It lost a lot of its brass look to it, which is common. I've seen that happen a lot. Not much you can do about it. But once it's in the case, behind the glass and swinging, you really can't tell that much difference that it's not brassy. It's a kind of a light brass now. That's a shame. They didn't have better plating. This cleaned up pretty good. All right, so with that in mind, we are going to paint the hands so that they're dark black again. I cleaned them up, but they could use a little sanding, I think, or steel walling to get them ready for paint. And it's quite a bit of, I don't know if it's rust or... My one concern that I thought is that once I get the dial, once I get this mounted in the dial, is there going to be room for these numerals for the hand to swing around? Probably. Yeah, looks like there will be enough room if the numerals are up a little ways. Yeah, that'll work fine. Okay, so let's go down to the shop and we'll start on the case. So the first thing we want to do is get an idea how much dirt is on here and what it looks like once I get some dirt off. So we're going to use this as Go Joe, and it's the one that contains lanolin. So I have to make sure that's the right kind. It won't harm the wood. Yeah, it's just a simple way of doing this. And you could do soap and water too, but let's just take a look here. See what it looks like. Get that dirt off. Might be all we need to do for the case. And then of course we will spray it with or shellac it by hand, or some parts we could use a spray, might be easier. Let's see here. Let's try this guy up here. Yeah, that's lightening up some. Oh yeah. Let's see if a toothbrush might help here a little. I'm thinking of gilding the, is it gilding? Yeah, gilding this piece up here. It always looks kind of nice. And it can always be removed. Yeah, it's bringing back some of the color. Yeah, I think it needs a lot more rubbing to bring back some of the color. Yeah, it's pretty dark, deeply stained. And this has been rubbed here at the top. But the case itself is pretty solid. It's very solid. Everything looks good. Let's see here. Let's do this side, see what it looks like. Looks like some rubbing has gone on there. Something's rubbed the finish off of that. Let's see, do I have anything a little more scrubbable, scrubby like? What do I got that, well, I could use steel wool. Let's see if we can get down a little further, see what it looks like. Now, so what I can do now, okay, so basically I'm gonna stop the video and I'm just gonna clean the heck out of this thing and scrubbing it, and I probably won't be using steel wool because that, I think that's just gonna damage it a little bit. I'm not sure. We'll see, and then decide on whether we want to add any finish at all to this. And so I got to polish these up, these hooks, and usually take the hinges off, or the door off, so we can spray the case better. These are the leveling screw. I'm just shining them up, and this is the hanger. Pretty badly missing a hole, but I'll reuse it. And the key, pretty rusty. I'm going to polish it up too. We'll get to that. Okay, that's the bright work. Oh, look at that nice little brass section of the key, which is pretty. Probably you can get a little more brass on it. Get the tarnish off. So that's nice. Couldn't get all of it off, but pretty close. And the top here, I might drop it down and I don't know, we'll see. We'll see if that's strong enough to hold the clock without it falling over. Okay, so continue with, I'm going to probably, after this dries tomorrow, I'll put a little coat of clear stain on here just to fill in any of these empty spots here that look weird, and then we'll work at getting the shellac on there. So tomorrow. So I was so good yesterday. I did the staining and I did a whole bunch of video on it, and I didn't have the SD card in the slot, so nothing got recorded. So anyways, it's all been stained. Actually, I used gel stain. This is from General Finishes, and I used Candlelight on it, which is my favorite color. It's got a little red in it, and it's not real dark. So I'll just show you the technique on how to do that. Of course, I'll stir this up real good. I'm going to use the walnut. This is antique walnut on the bottom of inside the case there, because there's a lot of chips and marks inside. And the method is to take a couple of brushes and do this, what they call dry brushing. I'm going to use a paper towel to wipe the excess off. This stuff is just so forgiving and so easy to use and work with. It's just a real pleasure. So you can put on, you don't have to worry about putting it on evenly. You just sort of get it kind of covered like that, so it'll cover up. It has stain in it, and it's kind of like a paint, so a translucent paint. So once you get that on there, then you start dry brushing it, removing as much as you want. Okay, so you use this to dry the brush, and you don't have to go with the grain at first, but when you're at your final point, you want to go with the grain. So the streaks of the brush kind of mimic the grain. And looks like I missed something down here, or it's a reflection, or it's a, I don't know what that, yeah, it must be a reflect, I don't know. Okay, so finish this dry brushing, and there it is. It's as simple as that. That looks good. So I don't think well, maybe I'll do the back of the case here, at least up to the point where it'll be covered by the clock. So you just sort of
slather that on. Okay. And then get the excess off. Well, shoot, I should have vacuumed this or something. Because now I want to do it all the way. Isn't that the way it always is? Well, maybe I'll just sweep it up. Oh, these cheap brushes. Good enough. All right, so finish this. Not real critical, but it's a nice finishing, kind of finished touch on a job like this. See, you can see the grain through there. It's really nice. And it's all evened out. Now you're supposed to put some sort of sealant on this. And I'm not sure if just wax is enough. But I could find out. I should find out. I mean, the website, the company always recommends their own polyurethane. Of course, I'm never going to use polyurethane on an antique clock. These clocks, you know, when you work on them like this, you become so attached to them because you know all the things that you did for it, and then you go somewhere and sell it. Oh God, it's just like breaks your heart. But I console myself by telling myself that the person that is getting it wanted it, and so is going to enjoy it, and hopefully pass it on to someone else down the road, and, you know, and it stays alive rather than, you know, sitting in someone's basement for its whole life. All right, that looks great. Looks really nice. And I think I'm going to try gilding this with gold plate or gold leaf. Actually, it's not gold leaf. It looks like gold leaf. Gold leaf is just far too expensive. Yeah, it'll look really nice. Okay, so this has got to dry overnight, and then we'll do the finish on it after that's done. So that's the next step. Let's see what we can do about this little mar up here. See what I can find that will match. This is dark walnut, which is kind of what we're using. These things are great, except they get clogged up. So I don't know, we'll just try applying it here. Come on. Yeah, that's perfect. Perfect match. A little bit more. This actually needs to be a tiny bit darker. Good. All right. I know, I'm being silly, but that's all right. And you just kind of mimic the grain. Okay. All right, let's get a little shellac on this. See how it looks. I'm going to use the foam. I cut a little piece off the end of this so it'll fit in here, and I can cover it and come back in an hour or so. Let's see, I need a stirring stick here. Where is the stirring stick? Here's one. Shellac is the most wonderful sealant. It is so easy to work with, and you don't have to worry about layering because it dissolves. Each layer dissolves the other layer, so they blend together. You can spray, but I don't know, I kind of like doing it this way. I gotta get my gloves on, I guess. So my dermatologist says. I said, why do I have these cracks in my thumbs? He says, do you work with any solvents? I said, yeah. So. A little dirty, but all right. Let's pour some in here. Don't need much. Let's see if we can clean this up here. Okay, let's first just go down here. Well, this is gloss, which I prefer, because then I can change the, I can lower the gloss if I want. You can't raise gloss if you don't start with gloss, I guess. I don't know. Think of it that way. This will seal the wood. But it's a natural product, so I imagine there's still pores so the wood can breathe. So after we're done, we can kind of change the gloss by various methods, like perhaps using a kind of a rough pad. But I prefer just waxing it and letting the wax do the job of kind of giving it a soft feel. Whoop, that's a little too much over there. But don't worry about it, because it just will dissolve with the next coat. But you don't want to have any bubbles if you can avoid it. So 2-3 coats, 3 coats probably minimum. I'm gonna do this ribbon here because I spilled a little on it. And you know, even if you miss on the first round, that's okay, because you're going to come back and you'll catch it on the next. Let's get the inside of these ribs first. I'll do that last here. And of course, when we're finished, we'll clean the glass up, because invariably you'll get a little something on the glass. I chose not to remove the glass when doing the work because it was in there so well that I just knew it would be a pain to do and probably break the slats, and that would make me unhappy. Let's see, these little guys here, what am I going to do? I guess I'll just be as careful as I can. I'll be as careful as I can. Okay, let's do this top part here. I think I'm gonna, not sure, I guess I gotta do the emblem. Because I'm spilling, and yeah, just go right over the top here. So squeeze that out so I can kind of absorb any extra. Just dab it on there. There. Always go with the grain. See, there's a little bubble there that'll, when you come back, the alcohol in here dissolves it. So it does thicken it layer by layer, but it clears up any blemishes. This part right here I sanded down because there was some glue where it had been broken and cracked and repaired. It looks pretty good. It's a little light here and there, but I kind of like that. Yeah, you have to resist going back after it because it needs to dry before you do your next layer. So you see a place where you've skipped something, it's better to just to ignore it and come back for the second coat. Debating whether to take these guys off and clean them, but you know, I don't know. You can't really see them that well. So you know, the benefit of doing it, I mean, it's like that. You know, the effort of is it worth it to spend that extra? A lot of time doing that, trying to clean it up. Can't see very well. Need more of a reflection to see how I'm doing. I haven't decided whether I'd put any shellac on the inside of the case. See there? I don't know if you can see that, but that little bubble there. So we'll watch that on our next round here. See if we, and here too, there's some run, and we need to make sure that that gets cleared up. I haven't done the other side yet, so let's just swing it around. Okay, first coat. Oh, now we want to do the top. There it is. All right, so we'll put the cover on that, and we will come back in 20 minutes to do a second coat, and or maybe a little longer. Okay, it's been about an hour. Yeah, it's not dissolving. Not like I want it to. There. Still there. Let's keep going here. All right, close enough. Should have done that. Okay, let's see. I haven't done my cross piece here. Right. Okay, let me set it down. All right, let's come back and see if that's okay. I'll leave it up. Check to see if we have any runs. I'll come back here. So we do a final, well, not final, doesn't have to be final, but a sand and get all the little bumps off before we do some of the final coats. This is 2 coats so far. Yeah. This is 400, and 400 is okay. So we're just taking off the nips, the little nibs that are there. That feels real smooth, and it's pretty rough there. And there's a little bit of a run right there that I can kind of iron out here. And as far as getting all the dust that this is creating off, it's not that critical because, well, yeah, I ran out of battery on my last thing. So what I was saying was that it doesn't matter so much if you have that dust, if you don't get all the dust off, because it's really not dust, it's the shellac, and it'll melt back into the next layer. So I'm just going to call it quits here on this, and we'll take it in and start assembly on this baby, and put some wax on it next. The wax will make it softer, and it'll fill in all the kind of the pores and protect it, and I'll show you the wax that I use next. So let's look at some of this hardware I got here. Well, glass, and if you look in here, it's not gonna fit. It's not a 3-inch. Well, I don't know. It's possible it could be. I got to take these nails out and and then I can get a better idea. I might have to figure out what to do. Like a dentist. Where's all my stuff here? Now I'll put it over here. Whoa! Oh man. Okay. Oh my goodness, I think it's gonna fit. Yes, yes, yes. Look at that. Oh, it's so close. I just need to file a little bit of wood here and there just to get it to fit. It's just super close, super close. Should have done that out in the shop. I mean, I've got a few things here, like let's see, it's my cutting stuff. Maybe just, I can maybe scrape it. I do have some files, but let's try scraping it first. Let's kind of clean it up. 100 years of dirt here.
sorry. Probably can't see this very well. Marguerite. Look at that. Look at that. All right. Where are those tiny little puppies that I just took off? Here they are. This is, I'm going to put this on the bottom of it. It's kind of, it's a new piece. It's just for decoration. It'll look nice, and it can always be removed if someone wants to, you know, restore it further. I mean, who cares? All right, let's see, where are these holes? There's one. I think that's it. Where's that hole? It looks like there's several already there. Maybe. There it is. All right. Watch me crack the glass here. I don't know if this is the same nail. I don't think so. It's a little long. Pretty sure this is one though. It's kind of rusty looking. Smaller. Did I get the wrong ones? Yeah, this is another one. I'll have to set them in. And where's the other hole? Boy. See if I can push it in, I guess. Dang. Okay.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Yeah, I got it. Well, shoot. I guess what I'll do is I'll drill a little micro hole and that'll make it easier for this to go in. Yeah, kind of want to have it held in place. So let's see what we got here. .1 millimeters. No, 0.8. Depends on where you put it on the shaft, I guess. 0.8. 0.8. This is probably the same. 0.8. And some of these are falling out. Constantly trying to put things away. Otherwise, I just get loaded down with stuff. It's so unlike me. I usually am more of a slob. But I found that you kind of have to be very meticulous in this kind of work. You gotta keep putting tools away. And I thought I had this open. I have those open, but I haven't opened these yet. I opened them. Well, I guess I have to cut them open. I don't know why I'm showing you all this. The next thing I got to do is find a shank to hold this thing here, and I think I have one. I know I got one somewhere along the line. Up in the drill area here. Oh yeah, here's the other thing I can use. That's what I can use. So we are at 0.8, right? So let's see what this is here. Zero it out. Let's see what I got in the 0.7. So that's pretty awesome. So this is a 5-volt drill. And let's see, do I have one? I don't have one. All right, I'll go get one. Come on. Oh, put things away. These belong up here. All the cutting stuff here. Okay, go get a 5-volt source. Here's one. Pretty nifty. Pretty snifty. Let's see if I can get it in now. Where's the other one? Yeah, there it is. Jeez, I can't tell. There it is. Now, all right, let's just try and be careful here. Let's take our set. Fingers long enough. Come on, stop rolling. Ooh, hitting the glass. All right, that's good enough. Stop while you're ahead. Here we go. Now, let's see about the lock it up. There. And look on the side here, the back. And where? Oh, yeah, they're down here. This is where the balancers are, the wall balancers go. And I think we had them on there, but they were missing the screws, the threads, the threaded, I don't know what you call it. Yeah. Okay, there were these guys here. Remember we cleaned them up on the buffing machine. what do you call it? All right, let's just see if this will thread in. See if we lucked out here. What am I doing here? I think, oh yeah, these go like that, don't they? So then the threads are supposed to be here, and that's far too small. And I don't think they're threaded. So the question is, you know, how critical is this for it to be, you know, exactly right, kind of thing. Looks like this will go right in those holes, which would be nice. The threads then might, are they going to rub? Let's see. Get these guys just lined up. I was going to use this film marker and make a dot right at the point where so I can align this when I put the glue on. So just picking some spots here. Let's see, I'll do the tip so you can just see the dots. I guess I could put a dot there too, huh? And then I'll come back and erase the dots. It's just a little bit of lead pencil. Not sure what kind of glue I'm going to use yet. Well, this one, I don't know how you figure the dot on this one. I guess I'll put it where it meets. And the 7. And I guess I'll just put the dot above and below the 8. And the 9. And I'll do it at the top of the 9 here. And this 1. It's going to be touchy. And the O, I mean, yeah, the O, 0. And these ones, whoop. See, it's going to be tricky. But I intend to use some glue that can be removed with I'm going to use some super glue, and then there's I've ordered the super glue and the solvent that will remove it in case it needs to be removed, and I check to make sure that the solvent and the glue will not damage brass. So we'll wait for the glue to arrive and do that job. In the meantime, I've ordered the correct size. It's a number 6 with 38 pitch. I've ordered the not the die, the tap, the correct size tap and drill bit that will be the right size. We're going to drill these guys out and use these original mounts. And so we'll wait for those parts. In the meantime, I can assemble the clock, the mechanism, and make sure the timing is good and that the chiming is aligned right. And as I'm waiting for those parts, I can play around with that. Oh, and actually I do need to finish the case. The case needs to be waxed and so forth. So there's still more to do. Okay, I'll do that next. So let's see what this will look like with some wax on it. Now my favorite wax is the Fiddles and Son or Liberon. Fiddles and Son is, this one is dark rugger brown, and this case is already pretty dark, so we're not going to try and darken it anymore. This is clear. Put that back. And let's just start on the front. Okay, get down there. I'll just do the whole front first and then come back and let it, it's got to dry. It doesn't take long to dry. Really almost immediately you can start wiping it off, but polishing it. It's important that you don't use Pledge or one of those kind of furniture cleaners, because they have chemicals in them. I think it's even silicon, I think, is in there. And so it's really hard to get that off if you ever want to, you know, do something proper. There's some better stuff like is it bees? Oh shoot, I can't remember the name of it. With beeswax. It does have a little bit of cleaning in it, but it's not bad. So my hope in here is that it'll smooth out these kind of shiny patches, but yet still have a nice warm shine to it.
And of course protect the wood, the grain, fill in the, any pores that are left from the shellac. Like I said, I think I'm not gonna wax the emblem because I'm planning on coming back and putting glue on there, or not glue, yeah, glue to hold the gilding. And if you wax it, it won't stick very well. So I'm just gonna skip that part. I don't think I did the top of the door. I think I forgot to do that. You can put several coats on here if you want. We'll see how it does with just the one. You can always do it more later. And you maybe want to do clean and wax, you know, like your clocks once a year, just to keep them clean and fresh looking. First thing we want to do is break
the glass. Keep that locked up as we do this. See how this is doing here. Yeah, it's ready. Well, maybe I'll give it a few more minutes. It'll come off a little easier. Yeah. Let's use this rag here. That's been It's not a striking difference, but it's a little softer looking. And I know I could have buffed it down more, and actually there's so many pores here, there's no filling that really, and why do it? It's just the quality that it came with as, and you know, if you wanted to change the quality, it wouldn't be the same clock, I guess. Kind of my attitude. Try and keep it similar to what the original maker wanted it to be like. These are pretty common clocks, cases. See them a lot. They were very popular. As far as I want to go with this. Clean the glass, and let's put the mechanism in and see if we can get it to tick and chime. So let's put it over here. Forgotten what hole I put this in. I think it was the middle. My lighting is just terrible in this room. Where is it? Right here. There Now my question is that, yeah, that's gonna work. The second hole. Oh, man, that made a noise. That's pretty. Oh, where's the pendulum? Here it is. This is painter's sold under what used to be MEK. Can't get that anymore. We get a few more minutes on this battery, but not much. Use the MEK to get the most of it off, and then we'll do the detail work with this blade. Brush here, I think. Where's my brushes? Oh, here's a brush. Have to go over it with wet or cleaner, window cleaner, I guess. This isn't. This is just dirt in here, I think. Yeah, I wish I could take this glass off and clean under it. These little pieces of wood are they get so fragile that you know, if you try and take them off, they break. So I'll take a look at it when I get time. And stop here for now. No, they'll fit. So I think I'm just going to replace these guys. I mean, where are you going to find these? This a replacement here. It's so small too. It just doesn't seem like it'd be. I mean, I could drill it out and then thread it. Use a thread. I've got taps. I got taps. I could tap it, and then I just have this. I'd have the original part. Well, what's the harm in it? If I don't use it, then they'll be in my part drawer and not in the clock. So either way, I think it'd be kind of a fun challenge to get the right tap, drill it out, and make a thread for this, and then put the originals back on. I'm going to try that. So that's down the road. So let's put this stuff away, and I want to show you the clock face dial. The dial. The drills here. So the dial cleaned up pretty darn good, really. But of course the numbers are faded. And I thought about maybe, I mean, I'm not a calligrapher, so I don't think I could do it very well. I mean, you know, it would just look like a child did it. Clean that up a little more. But here's another thought that I had. Let me put these away here. And that is to get brass numerals and replace them. And so here we go. So just to see how it looks like. My idea was that the backing would look kind of like it's a shadow, and I would glue these on with something that can be removed if someone ever wanted to, you know, replace or redraw these numerals on there. I don't think it matters. I think they're the same side to side. Some of them look better than others, don't they? Let's see what it looks like when it's all done. 7. And another 1. And a 6. And the 2 up here for 12. And 1 o'clock. Alright, so now try and line these up. So the trick will be to put just enough glue on there so it won't squirt out. I mean, no matter what you do, this is going to be tough. If I draw it on, or if I do this. There. So, I think that looks pretty good, really. So, I'm going to proceed with this. Just going to take a lot of time and patience to do it right. Okay, so we have this crazy glue or super glue, and I think I'm going to try some okay. See which one of these, got all these tweezers, see which one works the best for me here. I like these little ones, I mean these curved ones here. I think I want to do it straight so I have at least have some idea here. So I'm talking about putting a dab on there and then going right like that. Like there. Where'd my pencil go? Shoot, what did I do with it? Oh well. How is this one? Huh, I didn't mark this? I thought I marked that. I guess not. Oh boy, this is going to be tricky. Well, I'm going to need some more tools. Let's see. This little pusher. I have to practice this a little bit. So I'm going to practice this before I start. Well, come on. Well, that's great. It's like empty. Ah, there's some coming out finally. Alright, so this is the way it's going down. I'm going to pick it up. And it's a little too much glue. I'll put a spot there. A spot. It's coming out a little fast. Okay, let's try that. Just like that. I don't know if I can press down on it. Maybe with my fingernail would be best. Now, okay. Wow, first one. Now let's see, the 2 goes, I got these marks like that. Oh, great. Hold on to it tight. All right, let's try that. Hold on tight. And this is going down just like that. I hope I can clean up these little spots there. It's just lead. Okay. Now the 3 goes on. Kind of like there. How did I do this? I don't get these spots. See if I can clean them. Yeah, they're going to wipe up. Let's see. I guess just the tip on that one little spot there. Get a good hold of this. And put a dot there. And there. Oh, that's a little much. And then here. Ah, the television. And there. Okay, let's try that. And it's going to go right there. That's 3. 4.
it's going to go right where that dot is. Gonna hold on to this a little tighter. There it is. Okay. Five goes that little dot at the bottom of that one. That dot goes right, the five goes right there. Right there. Just like that. The six, the dot at the tip. Six. And the seven, that up in the corner there. And actually it needs to be tilted a little so the top part's parallel with the rest of it here. And maybe I could just hold it like this and come in like that. Or come in like this. No. I think I'll come in from the top like this. That's a pretty thin one here. Coming in from the top. Just like that. And 8. Not sure how I did that. I just plop it down. Okay, I'm going to grab it like that. And 9.
the top? Why not? That's held on pretty good. Nine. Ooh, a little sloppy on that one. Well, I think this stuff dries pretty clear, so. And it will be behind glass, so that will be good too. I'll kind of hide any imperfection. One right there, like that. There. Well, how long does this take? Usually they're pretty quick, but there must be a curing time here. Oh, 10 to 45 seconds. Well, this should be done then. Oh yeah, look at that. That's not moving at all. These are on there. Wow. Well, okay. There it is. As best as I can get it right now. Well, I got to clean up the little spots next, so we'll do that. So as I was getting ready to put the dial back on, I noticed that one of the clicks has broken. Click springs, I should say. And here it is. It should look like that, and it is broken. So I got to repair it. Now, I'm gonna first try repairing it itself, reinforce it with solder, see if that'll work. If it doesn't, then I'll have to construct one or look into purchasing something that will work. So first I got to determine what kind of metal this is. It probably isn't brass because it's got a spring to it, so it's probably steel. So I got to clean it up real good here. Let's see, sandpaper. $150 be good. Yeah, it's spring steel. I'm not sure how well solder will work, and that's why I can solder something on the back side as well. To reinforce it. Stay up. It cleans up nice. And let's see, how's this going on here? It's going down like this. Yeah. So. So I can hold it. There. Alright, I can move the stock instead. That's cleaning up. That looks good. Let's do the back side. good. So I'm thinking I'm going to do it like that, and the screw will act as a little reinforcement. Let me just double check here. Well, I'm glad this happened now and not after it was pressed into service. That would have been not a good scene, because what would have happened is the click would not stay where it's supposed to, and the spring would get sprung at some time during winding. And that would be shocking. So I'm thinking that that'll be enough pressure on the click to hold it in. As long as see, now that's too far down. I've got to get it up. It's got to be up right in there. There's not a lot of meat. Oh, jeez. Well, I could probably bend this a little bit, and that'll give me a little bit extra spring. Let me see if I can do that here. Yeah, I can get a little bend here. Did I do it the right way? No, I did it the wrong way. Oh, that was great. A little bit more. All right, now that'll work. That'll give me some spring. That'll be enough spring for that to work. Okay, get the soldering iron out. Okay, see if we got the right die here. Probably not, or die? No, tap. Something, take any burr off of it. Let's see. That'll be on the body, so maybe I want to go the other way. Oh, shoot. I didn't bring my tap down. My drill head. Okay, gotta go back up. Okay, I got my tool now here. Boy, this might be... Yeah, there we go. Perfect. A little bit of oil. It's coming through. There we go. Well, a little bit of an angle there. Oh well. Well, the thread is too big. Yeah, still too big. The other thread was too small and this one's too big. I don't know what to do now. Oh, brother. Shoot. Well, I guess I can try. Well, that was the old college try. So I guess I'll just use the new ones that I bought. Not all is lost. It's at least I've got another new tap and matching drill bit. Okay, such is life. Okay, this is the adhesive. I need a brush. Let's see. Probably this would be good. Okay. Not supposed to leave puddles. I think I got the wrong glasses for this. Go get my glasses here. Takes 30 minutes to dry. Did I get it all? Okay. We'll let that dry, and then we'll apply the gold leaf. Maybe I'll clean this off. So this is always a bit sketchy for me. I'm not real familiar in how to do all this, so I just sort of plop along here, do the best I can. There are ways of doing this that I don't know really what I'm doing. This stuff is so thin. Take it out like a sandwich here. And I think I'll
just flip it over on top of it. With tweezers. I have a variety of brushes here, and I'll use this pouncing technique. I don't think I did anything on the sides. Maybe should have done that. I can always go back and add some more glue. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to come back and do the underside of it. Maybe. We'll see. You're just getting the excess off here. Anywhere where the glue was, the stickiness will, the leaf will stick to it. Of course, this is not gold leaf. This is a knockoff of gold leaf, because I can't afford that. It looks pretty good for, I don't think people really expect it to be solid gold. then there's another method where you do some burnishing, where you kind of apply pressure, kind of push it down, make it stay. And at the end, we'll put wax on it to seal it. I've never tried putting shellac back on, which kind of makes sense, you should, but it's pretty sticky by itself. There's a lot of cleanup afterwards, of course. You got gold everywhere. And it looks like I might have missed some spots here. So I'm going to use a smaller brush to try and push some of this stuff in. I thought I got it in every little crack. The glue. Well, let's see here. Take a little piece of this here. Stick it in there. Funny, I thought for sure I got the glue everywhere. Maybe I should have put a second coat on, huh? Well, this is what I got. So let's just finish cleaning up here. I wonder why it didn't stick right there.
Okay, just vacuum this up and see what it looks like. And let's see, do I have some tape? Yeah. No blue tape. Here we are. Pretty nice. Gold sparkles everywhere. Just pressing it down on the non-sticky side. All right. Let's see, a little tiny bit of wax. Where's my wax? Is this the right thing to do? Not sure. We'll let that dry and buff it off. Stuff dries very quickly. quite a few spots on it. But from a distance, maybe it gives it a little bit of depth, like shadowing. Like that. Nice. Yeah. Pretty. Okay, we got it all back together. And looking pretty good. I'm not sure whether I want to make these dark. I'm kind of enjoying the gold color just by itself. I know it's not what the original was, but it's gonna, I think that looks pretty good. Ticking really good and solid. Nice swing on the pendulum. So I think we're done. Well, I might as well play the chime here. Bring it up to 3 o'clock. Kind of a crazy tone, but I like it.